What's up, guys? It's Casey Zuckelman, aka the Ford Sanderson sister, coming at you with a Hocus Pocus news update. So, I know you guys saw this last Monday to be exact, on Hocus Pocus Guide's Instagram. If you're not following him, you really should be. I didn't have a chance to address it because it was the anniversary week for the first movie, and I had a buttload of content to deal with, so we're doing it today. Apparently, last week, an interview came out with Sarah Jessica Parker, who played our beloved Sarah Sanderson twice now, talked a little bit about Hocus Pocus 3 in an interview, and by a little bit, I mean it was 2 sentences. So, we're gonna talk about them, because I know you guys will have my head if I don't. So, I'm gonna read the article that was on Entertainment Weekly. Sarah Jessica Parker gives surprising update on Hocus Pocus 3 over 2 years after Disney announced the sequel. The actress revealed where the sequel stands after EW previously reported in 2023 that Jen D'Angelo was still in the story phase of the film. Prepare a calming circle because Disney apparently isn't conjuring Hocus Pocus 3 anytime soon. You don't say. We haven't picked up on those signals. Over 2 years after the studio revealed that a third Hocus Pocus film was in development following the streaming success of 2022's Hocus Pocus 2, Star Sarah Jessica Parker provided a surprising update during a Sunday night appearance on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live. In response to a viewer question from 2 fans living in London, where unconfirmed rumors suggested earlier this year that the third film is potentially slated to shoot. What? Didn't know about that, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And just like that actress said, movement on Hocus Pocus 3 isn't necessarily happening. You don't say. You don't say! Well, for the experts in London, she teased, no developments other than we would like to do it. Parker reiterated that we would like to do it and said that we've been having some conversations in the planning stage, though it's unclear if she meant specifically fellow stars Bette Midler and Kathy Najimy. We could mean anybody. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to Disney's representatives for comment. Shortly after Disney announced in the summer of 2023 that a third film was in development, writer Jen D'Angelo told EW that she had many ideas for the sequel, including potentially expanding upon the storyline set forth by Hannah Waddingham's Mother Witch in the 2022 sequel. And I did a whole video on that, and you can watch it by clicking on this thing right here. It's 2 years old now. We're still in the story phase. We're still working on it. We've been working on some ideas, and it's been fun to dive back into the world. Blah 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 blah. Last year in June, a year after its announcement, Bette Midler said that Disney was very gingerly and very gently working on the third film, which I also did a video on that, and you can watch it right here. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. And everything else is just what we know so far. So I also want to take a look at the one that Screen Rant had, because, you know, they have a little more insight on opinions and such. So their title was, Latest Hocus Pocus 3 Update is a Harsh Reality Check 2 years after the official announcement. I know. 2 years after Disney announced that Hocus Pocus 3 was in development, Sarah Jessica Parker shares a disappointing update. The announcement came in June 2023, less than a year after Hocus Pocus 2 made its debut on Disney+, but there have not been any official updates since the initial news of the Disney Halloween movies becoming a trilogy. Yeah, I thought they were jumping the gun. All right. And then, goes on to say that her exact quote was, no more developments other than we would like to do it, and we've been having some conversations. What this means for HP3, little progress has been made, but the sequels can still happen. Parker's update indicates that there has been little to no development on Hocus Pocus 3 since Disney first confirmed the sequel in 2023. It is still in the very early stages of development since Parker and the other individuals involved with the project are still only having conversations about it at this point. While most Hocus Pocus 2 reviews agreed that the film could not live up to its predecessor, it was 29 years, guys. Get over it. It still managed to be a massive streaming hit and was the most watched movie of all all time on Disney Plus. Round of applause for us following its debut. With the first movie being a beloved Halloween classic and the second installment bringing in extensive viewership, it's no surprise Disney wanted another sequel. Disney's desire to expand the franchise has not led to any movement forward, but Parker's comments confirm that she and other members of Hocus Pocus 3's potential cast are still very interested in making the movie happen. With Disney and key cast members interested, the project now needs to bring in a director and other key creatives who can move development further along. Our take on Sarah Jessica Parker's comments, the franchise still has a future. Parker's remarks indicate that Hocus Pocus 3 was announced without a story in mind, and simply because of the second movie's record-breaking viewership. I knew they jumped the gun! It's fine! Even though it was a streaming hit, the critical and general audience reception was lackluster, which makes it all the more important to get the story right this time. Especially when considering the 29-year gap between the two previous films, Hocus Pocus 3 may still happen, but it will not in the near future. The new movie also has to find a way to deal with the Sanderson sisters being destroyed at the end of Hocus Pocus 2, as a sequel is unlikely to happen without the trio, as it should not. Especially when considering the 29-year gap between the two previous films, Hocus Pocus 3 may still happen, but it will not be in the near future. No kidding! We're still doing this. We're still talking. We're still not getting any action on this thing. We're not doing anything. We announced this way too early. It got people excited, and I have to agree. 2 was not better than 1, but 2 was still very entertaining in my opinion. I had a lot of fun with it. It made me happy. But there were some issues. There were some issues, mostly with the writing. And not anything on the Sanderson sisters' part, but in general, there were some issues. I can understand where people are coming from about not loving it as much as the first one. I still love it a lot, a lot, a lot. It was still one of my favorite movies. But they jumped the gun so hard when they came out with that announcement in 2023 that they're looking at doing a third one. Because the Sanderson sisters were just as shocked as everyone else. It's like, oh, we're doing this. Oh, okay, cool. We didn't talk about this, but cool. And then we haven't stopped talking about it since then. We have no motion whatsoever. We have not heard a thing from the person that they mentioned a lot in these articles, which was Jen D'Angelo, and that is leading me to believe, I'm not sure if this is true at all at this point, it's just some speculation, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but her lack of enthusiasm and her lack of information and her lack of talking about it makes me think Jen D'Angelo is not involved in this anymore. I don't think she's our head writer anymore. I don't. I think she is no longer with this project, which means we definitely got shot back to square one because the person who wrote the second one ain't writing the third one. So that means we don't have a script. It means we don't have a script, which means we don't have a story. And if we don't have either of those things, we can't move forward with anything else. So we need to get working on that, which I'm guessing is what David Kirshner is working on after his little update last October, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. So I don't know where we are, what we're doing, or why we're even doing it at this point. Disney, if you're gonna frickin' do this, I gotta say it, piss or get off the pot. Like, just frickin' do it! Or don't do it! Quit leaving us in this frickin' purgatory. It's really annoying. We're all getting tired of it. I'm sure the talking is good. The fact that they're still even talking about it is good. But are they talking about it with Disney execs? Or are they just talking about it with each other? Because if they're just talking about it with each other, they're still waiting on the bigwigs to make a freaking decision. So pull your fingers out of your butt and get on it. I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
I'm tired of this nonsense. Either we're gonna do it or we're not gonna do it at all. Now, I want to... I'm gonna leave that where it is. Let's take a pin and stick it in that point. This rumor about them filming this one in London. Okay. I can see them wanting to utilize their agreement, their contract, whatever they did. They signed a contract to do a lot of their filming over in London, especially for like Disney Plus projects. I think Marvel was filming some things over there. So yes, I can see them wanting to utilize that. But how is that going to change the environment of the story? Because the first one was all about Salem. Second one was all about Salem. Are we going to recreate Salem on a soundstage? Are we going to find a quaint little village that resembles Salem? Are we going to... I don't know. Are we going to CGI the whole thing? I swear, if that is your solution, we're going to have problems. I don't think filming over there would be a total tragedy, which I did mention... I did come up with an idea that might work for them to do something over in the UK. Have it be like a traveling exhibit or something that they take over there. Gilbert's the one in charge, which would be a convenient way to write off Becca and Izzy and Cassie if they had to. Because we haven't heard anything from them either. So it's like, that'd be a convenient way to write them out. Still keep Gilbert from the second movie because he was really fun. And it would be a great way to bring the sisters back and let them still be evil. Them can do something bad. They can do something bad over in the London area instead of trying to do something in Salem again. You know what? Just go watch the movie. Just go watch the video. I'm pointing to so many of these cards this time. I hope editing Casey's taking notes. But it's not the worst idea. I think of all our concerns right now, that would probably be the least concerning, is having to go over there. Now, it would be an interesting ordeal for the three ladies, because all their families would still be here, so I don't know how that would work. They'd have to fly back and forth a lot, which would suck with the jet lag. That would be awful. So, part of me hopes they just cut a deal here in the U.S., so we don't have to worry about that for their sakes. But all this hinges on the fact that all these conversations actually friggin' go somewhere. They aren't going anywhere at this point. We're just throwing gummy worms at a brick wall, hoping something will happen. And at this point, bro, I don't even know if I want it. I think I'm getting more frustrated with this movie than I am desiring it. Because it's like, is it even going to be a thing? Are we even going to do this? Because the more we question it, the more we have to wait and talk and do what I'm doing right now is putting less and less faith in this movie. For me, at least. Because I'm just like, they announced it so fast right after the second one came out. Not even a whole year before it came out. Or after it came out, excuse me, that they were like, yeah, we're going to do a third one. And I'm like, ha ha ha, they're doing a cash grab. This is going to be terrible. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. No cash grabs. Make sure it's quality. So I'm okay with it taking its time. But here's the situation. Bet is more or less retired at this point. And let's face it, as she herself has said, time is not just marching to the finish line, it is barrel-assing to the finish line. We need to do this sooner rather than later. So, like, seriously, if we're doing this, we need to do this. Piss or get off the pot. I mean, I like knowing that they're still interested. I mean, I wasn't sure SJ would want to come back for a third one because, I mean, girlfriend's got a lot of things going on. She's got a lot of balls in the air. I mean, like, lots of stuff. I keep up with her on Instagram, and she exhausts me. I love her, but she is exhausting to keep up with because I'm like, what are you... When do you stop? When do you sleep? I love your work ethic, but my God, woman, it's a lot of stuff to do. I say like I don't have a full-time job, and this is a part-time job, and stuff on the side, and just like, I love that she's still interested. I knew Bet was still going to be interested because Winnie's her favorite. We haven't heard much out of Kathy at all about this, which I think has actually been kind of a saving grace, because I'm like, at least you're not adding to my paranoia. You're the only one keeping me sane right now, thanks. Ugh. So it's like, thanks for not getting my hopes up, babe. Appreciate it. You're so appreciated for that. But I think this is, as it said, a pretty disappointing update. That they're still just talking about it. Yes, the franchise could still have another installment. If they even do it at this point. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on. I know nothing else other than what you guys know. I don't think we're going to know anything else for a while. I'm hoping maybe this coming week at San Diego Comic-Con we might hear something. Maybe. But I'm not optimistic. I'm not holding my breath. If it happens, I'll be as floored as the rest of you. I will be as shocked as the rest of you if we hear anything. Because this week was anniversary week. We didn't hear a thing. We saw him posting about it, being like, look, it's the 32nd anniversary. I'm like, hey, do you have anything to give us? No breadcrumbs, nothing. Cool. Thanks. We'll just be over here in the corner, waiting as usual. So, maybe something at San Diego Comic-Con. If not that, I know D23 is coming up in August, so we might hear something D23. But again, I'm not optimistic for either one of those things. I don't know what's gonna happen at this point, you guys. But according to SJ, they're still interested in doing it. They've been having conversations. Again, I don't know if they means the trio and Disney execs, or just the trio amongst themselves. I don't know. He's on third, and I don't care. I care a lot. But if you got that reference, I'm proud of you. If you got that joke, I'm proud of you. I care a lot. I care too much, really. Because this drives me bonkers. It's driving me bananas. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this little news update, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. Thursday night we'll be back over on Twitch playing more 4th Place Tamarin, and your girl had a revelation last episode that apparently I could do more than jump and ground pound. And I could have discovered that sooner if I'd just hit different buttons, but it never gave me a tutorial, so I never figured it out. So if you haven't watched the VOD, you need to head over to my Twitch channel and watch that moment when I just realized, oh, my life could have been easier this entire time. So, we're going to continue that on Thursday at the usual time. Saturday night, we will be back here with more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Blue Rescue Team as Sarah Sanderson. Sarah Sanderson is a skitty going through Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and if you haven't watched the VOD for that, you really want to watch the VOD for that, because a couple of times I was screaming. I got so excited. I was not prepared for something to happen that happened. I spoiled it in the Discord, because I made fan art because I was so excited, but, yeah, it was nuts, which you guys seem to really be enjoying Mystery Dungeon, so if you want to keep doing that, I might consider doing another play of Mystery Dungeon for Mary and Winifred, because I like Mystery Dungeon a lot too. But anyway, if you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like, share your thoughts on this very disappointing update down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the 4th Sanderson sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I put a spell on you.